Hello, 7th standard CBSE children. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Today we are going to do video number 12, last part of the lesson, respiration in organism. So today we are doing video number 12, chapter 10, respiration in organisms, as part 4. Right? In the previous video session, we have learned respiration as last part video number 11. Can I recollect just now? We have done what? As aerobic and anaerobic respiration, as cellular respiration, then difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration that we are going to deal now, and then respiration in plants. Yeah. Now what we are seeing in this picture, it is respiration as a respiratory organ. It's our textbook diagram. Okay. As we know, nasal passage, oral cavity, the mouth cavity, nasal passage, pharynx, the pharynx clearer from the diagram. Yeah. Then trachea or windpipe, that branches ending in bronchus, bronchi, plural, and then that ends in bronchioles. Yeah, and that bronchioles is branching into number of alveoli. Alveolus singular, alveoli plural. Sure. Now this alveoli, there are about 300 millions of alveoli are present in human lungs. Sure. Another diagram is root absorb air from the soil. The previous video session comes to roots absorb air from the soil. I hope you understand. Yeah? So this is introductory video for video number 12. Next one. See here, how do we breathe? With the diagram description, when I do, I feel you can understand still better. How do we breathe? The respiratory system helps in breathing. The main parts of the respiratory system are part of inhale air, nostrils, the mook water, nostrils, nasal cavity, the nasal cavity, windpipe, lungs, and diaphragm. I repeat, it is as the main parts of the respiratory system are nostrils, nasal cavity, windpipe, lungs, and diaphragm. Okay, now the breathing involves rib cage and muscular sheath below the chest cavity called diaphragm. I repeat, breathing involves the rib cage. Last year number 12 pairs of ribs. That rib cage and muscular sheath below the chest cavity called diaphragm. Regarding diaphragm, another significant feature I have said. Can you recollect? That is, diaphragm separates the chest cavity or thoracic cavity and the abdomen. Right? A person is suffering from hiccup. When there is a air space between the diaphragm and the abdominal cavity, person is suffering from hiccup. Right? Then during inhalation, that is breathing, chest cavity increases in size and the diaphragm moves down and air enters into the lungs. First diagram paru, idu the diagram. Air drawn in when the chest cavity expand. So I say during inhalation, breathing in, that is inspiration, the chest cavity increases in size and diaphragm moves down. Diaphragm moves down and air enters into the lungs. Same during exhalation, breathing out, the chest cavity reduces in size. The second diagram. This is broader, this is narrower. So the chest cavity reduces in size and the diaphragm moves up and air is pushed out of the lungs. I hope you remember. So this is simple inhalation and exhalation. If the question is for 2 marks, you can write this. I hope you follow. And then another diagram is human respiratory system. The labeling like clear or nasal passage, oral cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, heart. What I said, the space between the 2 lungs is called mediastinum, where heart is located, and the ribs. The diagram is clearer. Just good. So the 2 mark question, define breathing or define inspiration, expiration. Okay? For 2 mark answer, you can write this point. Very clear? Go through for a second. Just to go through. Now, 1 second. Acha? Can I? Shall I? Right. Next one, types of respiration. Where you studied in video number 11. There are 2 types of respiration. They are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is in which glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen. That is very important. Glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Energy, what I have said, it is 2,900 kilojoules. Now, to release, it takes place in most of the organisms. That is why equation, glucose, presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. But namakku vandu and the chemical equation therinjirukana C6H12O6 plus 6O2 in presence of oxygen. 6O2 will give 6CO2 plus 6 water plus 2009 kilojoules energy. Kilojoules na enna sollirken, it is the unit of energy. I hope you understand. Whereas anaerobic respiration is the respiration in which glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen and it releases alcohol, carbon dioxide, and energy. What are the byproducts? As alcohol, it is ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide, and energy. And it takes place in yeast and bacteria. So, equation, glucose in the absence of oxygen, alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. Here energy, it is just 50 kilojoules. So that is the equation. Similarly, there is one more anaerobic respiration. As in anaerobic respiration, in our muscle cells, glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen to release lactic acid and energy. So when there is insufficient supply of oxygen, there is accumulation of lactic acid. Previous video, that results in muscle cramp. Especially for athletes and those who are doing heavy exercise. When night sometimes stretch that is muscle cramp. I hope you follow. And then, so glucose in the absence of oxygen, lactic acid plus energy. I hope you understand. The next one, it is external respiration. Then and there, whenever I get some reference books, video full reference books. Reference books. Right from first standard and the 12th. First standard, 3rd and the 12th varaikkum I have enough reference books. The pinad. So actually sometime when I refer to respiration topic, whatever diagram I feel that sharing with you, I will give an extra. சரியா? So இதெல்லாம் எங்க இருந்து வந்தது நம்ம bookல இல்லையே எனக்கு. Right? So this is extra நம்ம book தெரியுதா library. Mini library. Can you? External respiration, air from the outside environment enters the nose or mouth during inspiration. First video, video number 9. Air from outside environment enters the nose or mouth during inspiration. And it is composed of nose and nasal cavity and paranasal sense and the cavity pharynx and larynx. And all part of the conducting portion or the respiratory system. The diagram la paru theriyum. Yeah, that is external respiration. Right? The next one, it is respiration in plants. Plants also take in oxygen from air and give out carbon dioxide. The oxygen is used in cells to break down glucose to carbon dioxide and water, and that releases energy. Okay, and the leaves have tiny pores called stomata, which helps in exchange of gases. The root hair also helps to take in air from the soil. That's root hair. The yellow is root hair, soil. I hope you understand. So, respiration in plants. I hope you understand. So this is the pictures what I got that I am sharing with you. Right? Now brief number QB respiration path to energy. Actually, respiration in organism the number textbook and the refer heading up. Right? This is chapter 10. Full of what you have to understand still better question. Otherwise, you should learn and write as usual the full question. Okay. Why does athlete breathe faster and deeper than usual after finishing the race? An athlete breathes faster and deeper after finishing the race because during running he spends lot of energy. Right? Then list the similarities and differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now in the video number 12 in the question bank the question. Because as such explanation, whiteboard explanation I have not done. Yeah? So in the question bank I have given questions. So assignment the question bank so prepare well for video number 12 assignment. Okay, so list the similarities between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. It takes place in presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide and water are formed. More energy is released. Glucose is broken down completely. Then it carried out by the plants, animals and human. Right? Then equation C6H12O6 is on the aerobic. Right? Carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Whereas here, absence of oxygen, carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol or lactic acid is formed. Less energy, glucose is not broken down completely, carried out by bacteria and yeast. Equation now. I hope you follow. Why do we often sneeze when we inhale lot of dust laden air? Dust laden நிறைய தூசியோட நம்ம தெரியாம தும்மிடுவோம்ல dust இருந்தா தும்முறோம் இல்லையா, that is sneezing. The air around us has various types of unwanted particles such as smoke, dust, pollen. Pollen and the செடியில உள்ளதெல்லாம், right? When we inhale, the particles get trapped in air present in our nasal cavity. As I said, the nasal cavity is provided with epithelium, ciliated epithelium. hairs on the nasal cavity, right? Sometimes these particles may get past the hair in the nasal cavity, which irritates the lining of the cavity, right? And that sneezing will expel these dust particle or foreign particle from the inhaled air, and then it is a dust-free, clean air enters our body. Are you clear? Then the test tube panni paathuko. Then the easy the carbon dioxide, which the test tube will have carbon dioxide will turn milky, right? Then the textbook question: spiracle. Cockroach enters the body through spiracle. During heavy exercise, it is forming lactic acid. The normal breathing rate of the 15 to 18. The underline பண்ணிருப்பேன் correct answer. சரியா? Then match the column. Go through பண்ணு. Yeast வந்து alcohol. Diaphragm. Second one, diaphragm is diaphragm referring to stomata. Skin வந்து third skin வந்து earthworm. Then leaves வந்து stomata. Leaves தான் stomata. Then fish வந்து gills. Frog வந்து lungs and skin. I hope you understand. Diaphragm வந்து chest cavity. கொஞ்சம் மாத்திக்கோ. நம்பர் மட்டும். சரியா? Then mark and true or false textbook refer பண்ணு. What is cellular respiration? The process cellular respiration, the process of breakdown of food in the cells. Process of breakdown of food in the cells with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. The process of breakdown of food in the cells with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. சரியா? அப்படி இது வந்து choose the correct answer. Then define respiration. நம்ம வந்து இப்போ assignmentல படிப்போம். அதே மாதிரி 2 steps in the process. Then differentiate between breathing and cellular respiration. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம bookல பார்ப்போம். Right? Then give the composition of inhaled and exhaled air. இது நம்ம textbookல இருக்கு. The percentage of air. இதெல்லாம் inhaled air. 20% oxygen னா அப்ப வந்து இவ்வளவு கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு. எக்ஸ்ஹேல் வந்து இவ்வளவு ஆக்சிஜன் இருக்கும், இவ்வளவு கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு. சரியா? Then importance of breathing. அது இப்ப மறுபடியும் பார்ப்போம். கிராம்பும் இப்ப பார்க்கிறோம் அசைன்மெண்ட்ல, அதனால ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்க. சரியா? Then why does breathing rate of a person with the exchange of gas with the change in activity? They repeated with the change in or with the change. So the amount of energy required for various activity different. Then breathing in a cockroach. Aquatic animals, since the percentage of oxygen in air is much higher than percentage of oxygen in water, aquatic animals breathe faster. சரியா? Then இதெல்லாம் நம்ம இப்போ இதுல படிப்போம். வேற என்ன அசைன்மெண்ட் சொல்ல போறேன். ரைட்? இது வந்து trachea, bronchus, alveoli. இந்த லேபிளிங் ஓட நம்ம அசைன்மெண்ட்ல இருக்கு. ரைட்? Then இது ரெஃபர் பண்ணிக்கோ. நான் ஆன்சர் கொடுத்திருக்கேன். Structure of human lungs, mechanism of breathing, how certain human cells respire anaerobically. நான் எக்ஸல் புக்னு கொடுத்திருக்கேன், ஆனா QB-ல I hope you follow. The next one, it is assignment number 9. சரியா? Video number 9க்கு assignment number 9. Define respiration. Respiration is defined as biochemical process consisting of oxidation and degradation of food with the release of energy. Then oxygen combines with the glucose to bring about respiration. This process of release of energy from food is called respiration, and all energy required for life process is obtained by the oxidation of food. And mitochondria is the seat of biological oxidation. Cell organelles படிக்கணும்ல அடுத்தது அதுல mitochondria is the organelle for respiration, right? Then what are the two steps in the process of respiration? The process of respiration involves breathing and cellular respiration. Breathing and cellular respiration, right? Then breathing mechanism in cockroach. I'm a booklet to page 115 that you can go through, right? The spiracles. Okay. Now, how do earthworm and frog respire? Moist skin. Whereas frog, adult frog will respire through lungs and the tadpole will respire through gills. Okay. And then diagram for respiration that I will. I hope you understand. Draw label the gills in fish. Are you clear? The next one is assignment number 10. What is breathing? Breathing means taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of respiratory organs. Then breathing rate, number of times a person breathes in a minute is termed as breathing rate. And both inhalation and exhalation should occur at the breathing rate, right? Then what is diaphragm? Diaphragm, a large muscular sheet called diaphragm, forms the floor of the chest cavity. Chest cavity is thoracic cavity. Okay. Breathing involves the movement of diaphragm and rib cage. Mechanism. Then trace the path of inhalation in man as nasal cavity, pharynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, bronchioles, alveoli, and capillaries. And on label human lungs, trachea, bronchus, alveoli. Cubular. I hope you understand. So the diagram go through the diagram. Trachea, bronchus. Can you? Trachea, bronchus, and alveoli. Trachea, bronchus, and alveoli. So this is video number 10. Then, assignment number 10. Now, assignment number 11 list the similarities between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. The equation the arrow mark. Okay. Then, why does breathing rate of a person will change in activity? The amount of energy required for various activities is different. We breathe faster for activities that we need more energy and breathe slowly for activities that need less energy. What does it mean? When you are normally sitting, we need normal energy. Yeah. Whereas if you are running or doing heavy exercise, we need more energy. That is why breathing rate of a person will change from activity. Will change from change in different activity. Will change with change in different activity. Okay. Then what is cellular respiration? The process of breakdown of food in the cells with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. The process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. Okay. And it takes place in the cells of all organisms. Next question. What is the importance of breathing? A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. Each cell of an organism performs certain functions. What are all? Nutrition, transport, excretion, and reproduction. So to perform these functions, the cell needs energy. I hope you understand. Then give the composition of inhaled and exhaled air. Nama textbook that I will give it. I hope you follow. And then the arrow mark square as given in the textbook, you need to do it. Okay, so this is assignment number 11. Now assignment number 12. Match the column. Match the column. Yeast, alcohol, diaphragm, chest cavity. The number diaphragm, chest cavity, skin வந்து எதுக்கு skin, earthworm, moist skin, earthworm, leaves, stomata, fish, gills, frog வந்து lungs and skin. Breathe through lungs and skin. So the chest cavity number மட்டும் right. Then difference between breathing and cellular respiration. It is an extracellular process. Carbon dioxide is given out of the body and oxygen is taken from the air and no energy is released, only inhalation and exhalation occurs. And it is a physical process. Whereas cellular respiration, it is intracellular. Carbon dioxide is produced, energy is released, breakdown of food occurs, and it is a biochemical process. I hope you are listening. Then why do we get cramps after heavy exercise? Why do we get cramps after heavy exercise? The cramps occur when muscle cells respire anaerobically. The cramps occur when muscle cells respire anaerobically. The partial breakdown of glucose produces lactic acid. And this accumulation of lactic acid causes muscle cramp. We get relief from cramps after a hot water bath or a massage. Right? Then why do aquatic animals have higher breathing rate than terrestrial? Since percentage of oxygen in air is much higher than that of oxygen in water, aquatic animals breathe faster. I hope you understand. What is the function of air spaces in aquatic plants? Many aquatic plants have air spaces in the leaves and stem to store transport of oxygen. Right? In floating plants, it is meant for buoyancy. Floating plants, it is meant for buoyancy. I hope you understand. So this is for our another assignment number 12. Now just follow the textbook. Full படிக்க போறதில்லை. சில brief, சில portion மட்டும் நான் respiration in organism. அதுல why do we respire? இந்த line. The process of breakdown mark பண்ணிக்கோ. The process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. And cellular respiration takes place in the cells of all organisms. This underline panni mark pannikku. Right? So the process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. And cellular respiration takes place in cells of all organisms. Mark it. Then in the cells, food is broken down into carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. So this is aerobic respiration. Mark it. Definition for aerobic respiration. Then food can also be broken down without oxygen. This is called anaerobic respiration. Right? So food on the anaerobic respiration. Then this equation is for aerobic respiration. With the use of oxygen, arrow mark. I hope you are listening. So glucose with the use of oxygen, you make an arrow here, and the product on the carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Right? Same way in the equation, for anaerobic respiration. So glucose without the use of oxygen. இங்க arrow mark வரணும். Right? Alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. I hope you understand. So anaerobes get energy through anaerobic respiration. In the absence of oxygen, glucose breaks down into alcohol, carbon dioxide as given below. And one more, instead of alcohol, it can be lactic acid. As lactic acid. Right? Then the box for it, each are single cell organism. They respire anaerobically. And during this process, it yields alcohol. So they are used to make wine and beer. I hope you understand. Same way, lactic acid. Our muscle cells can also respire anaerobically, but only for a short time, when there is a temporary deficiency of oxygen. So during heavy exercise, or fast running, or cycling, or walking for longer time, or heavy weightlifting, the demand for energy is more. Yeah. So, but the supply of oxygen to produce energy will be limited. So then anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells to fulfill demand of energy. So at that time, accumulation of lactic acid is formed. I hope you are listening. So either mark paniko lactic acid. Otherwise, we say respiration in human muscle cells. Respiration in human muscle cells. Right? Then it is about cramp occur when muscle cells respire anaerobically. Partial breakdown of partial breakdown of glucose produces lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid causes muscle cramps. And we get relief from cramps after a hot water bath or massage. In the question, I mark video number 12. That is assignment number 12. Mark right? And then these are all, I'm not sure. Just ignore the side. Right? Then inhalation, exhalation, சொல்லி கொடுத்தாச்சு. இது வந்து just fill பண்ணி பாரு. நான் இதும்போது சொன்னேன். Okay? ஏதாவது friend பேரை போட்டு எழுது. Right? So on an average, adult human being at rest breathe in and breathe out 15 to 80 times in a minute. During heavy exercise, breathing rate can increase up to 25 times per minute. While we exercise, not only we do breathe fast, we also take deep breath and thus inhale more oxygen. I hope you understand. Then, the figure on the different activities will be our breathing rate. She is washing her clothes, sleeping, walking, padikira. No much energy is not required. More energy required for 1, 2, 3. அப்புறம் வந்து இது process of respiration சொல்லியாச்சு. நான் படிக்கல, go through. Okay. Then smoking damages lungs. Smoking is also linked to cancer. So it should be avoided. Right? Then the diagram, textbook diagram, structure of human lungs. I hope you follow. Then see here. Just to follow. The air around sneezing. Sneezing. The air around us has various unwanted particles. Idan I solli kudukken. The particular question sneezing. Why do we sneeze? So that sneezing expels the foreign particle from the inhaled air and dust free clean air. Right? Then activity, the exercise the bottle exercise. Pacha bottle comes in the bottle. இதை கீழே கட் பண்ணி நடுவில் ஓட்டை போட்டு இந்த ஸ்ட்ரா வச்சு இன்ஹேல் பண்றல அதான் breathing in, breathing out. That is the diagram here, mechanism of breathing. I hope you understand. Then it is about இது வந்து measuring chest size and the breathe in, breathe out. இது I explained about the bottle. Here instead of bottle, here it apparatus called bell jar, shape of a bell that can be used. Okay, and a plastic bottle da inga irukku. So the plastic bottle referring to chest cavity, the white tube vandu trachea and bronchus, balloon vandu lungs. You should know the comparison. Seriya adha idla very important. And then diaphragm vandu the rubber sheet. I hope you follow, right? Then idu sonnella nama 6th standard la padichirukkom. Living things breathe. Respire. You take a test tube with a little lime water, just blow out through a straw or a glass tube. The lime water will turn milky. Sharia, that is. And then in the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide, the arrow mark, the round lungs, நீ வந்து copy பண்ணிக்கணும். QB line, but you have to do it, right? Then respiration in other animals. Tracheal system in cockroach through spiracle, earthworm, moist skin. Breathing under water, இது வந்து gills. I hope you understand. And then plants respiration, இது வந்து soil. Roots absorb air from the soil. So the space between the soil particular air, it is absorbed by the root hair, right? Then other than that, we have learned about lenticels, and then aquatic plants will have aquatic plants will respire. Children, what do we do? Aquatic plants, how do they respire? Aquatic plants, first normal plants will do through stomata, then lenticels, woody bark of large trees has opening called lenticels, then root has, and then it is about respiratory root, otherwise breathing root or nematophores. Example, Avicennia and Rhizophora. Right? Then aquatic plants have different methods of gas exchange. In floating plants, stomata are on the upper surface of the leaf. Submerged plants do not have stomata. Right? Gas exchange takes place directly between cells and water. And many aquatic plants have air spaces in the leaves and stem to store and transport oxygen. In floating plants, they help the plants to float. I hope you understand. So this is our chapter 10, respiration in organism, our video number 12. I hope you understand. So keywords: aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, breathing rate, cellular respiration, diaphragm, inhalation, exhalation, spiracle, எல்லாம் படிச்சாச்சு. So இதெல்லாம் ஒரு தடவை go through. I hope you understood. Shall we do? I hope you have understood. Yes, sir. So last point for it. In a plant, roots take in air present in the soil. Leaves have tiny pores called stomata through which they exchange gases. Breakdown of glucose in plant cell is similar to that in the other living being. But at the same time, they undergo 4 steps as glycolysis, oxidation of pyruvic acid, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. I hope you understand. Then about earthworm kutirku, animals like cow, buffalo, and dog and cat respire, and process is similar to those in human being. What we have learned in the, you can just, I hope you understand. So this is our Video number 12 will continue in the next session. Right? Have a good day. Have a nice day. I hope you follow. Can you? We'll continue in the next video session. Have a good day.